Hi everyone, I am Diane Applewhite. I hope you are enjoying the season. Today I cleaned some chitlins, some chitterlings, and now I'm going to make some lasagna in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What I'm doing is cooking 1 pound of ground beef, that's 80/20 lean, and a little over a pound of Italian pork sausage. I'm going to cook that until all the pink is gone. And I know this is a lot of meat here, but when I make my lasagna, and this is traditional lasagna, I always like to make a lot of sauce because I already know what I'm going to do with the extra sauce. So I am going to let this cook until it's no longer pink. I've cooked and drained the meat, broken up some of those pieces. Now I'm getting it back in the pan. I'm cooking this over medium heat. Now I am going to add the other ingredients for the lasagna. I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon, and I guess this is like 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to use of all this minced garlic. Stir that around. I'm going to start with 2. I like sweet basil. I'm going to start with 2 teaspoons of minced basil. I like a lot of Italian seasoning, and this one is not open, but I'm going to get this Italian season open. I'm going to start with 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And I'm going to start with 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And just a sprinkle of garlic powder, because I'm so used to using garlic, just a sprinkle of that. And I'm going to stir that in. Now I am going to add 3 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. This is 3 cans, 3 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. Mix that in a little bit. Then I'm going to pour in about a cup actually of beef. This is beef cooking stock, however way you pronounce it. I'm going to add a cup of that, plus a little more if needed. Get that in there. And I'm gonna keep working with it until I get the tomato paste and the broth to the consistency that I like before I can add anything else. I ended up adding 3 cups of the broth to get the tomato paste that I added and the meat to this consistency, and I already know I'm going to add more before I'm done. But right now I am going to add to this 3 cups of tomato sauce. And here's what my consistency, to bring it to this consistency. Now this is still a little too thick for me, so I am going to add, and I'll probably end up using all of this broth, but I want to gauge it at least a cup at a time. So I'm going to put 1 more cup, and there's only like about a half cup left, but I'm going to put 1 more cup in here. And again, I'm making this much sauce because I already know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. And when I make lasagna, I rather have a lot of sauce than too little. Okay, so I am going to work with this some more, but before I stop, I am going to add my sugar, and I'm going to start adding to this a 1/4 cup of sugar at a time. I'm going to start with a 1/4 cup. Now, I like my sauce kind of on the sweet side. I'm going to start with the 1/4 cup. That should do it, but in case it doesn't, I have the sugar right over here. So I'm going to get this going. Now I have the sauce to the consistency that I like. I gauged the seasoning and got it seasoned to my taste. Everything you saw me added, I added more of except the salt. I also added about a half cup of water just to balance that beef flavor and that tomato flavor. I put in a half cup of water. Now I'm going to let it simmer on this medium heat for about 45 minutes. While the sauce is simmering, I'm going to make the cheese mixture. It's 3 eggs. It's going to beat it up a little bit. It's 3 eggs. It is 3 tablespoons of minced fresh parsley. I like parsley, so I'm going to put in a little bit more. Let me move that piece out of there. It's 3 tablespoons. Let me make sure you can see this. That's 2 tablespoons, but let me make sure you can see. Okay. That's 2 tablespoons. Then I'm going to put another tablespoon of parsley. It's 3 cups of, actually, yeah, 24 ounces of this small curd cottage cheese I'm going to put in here. The whole container. Okay. Then it's 8 ounces of this ricotta cheese. I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is a 15-ounce can, so I'm going to only use half of it. That should be about 8 ounces. Then a half cup of this. Let me straighten this camera out. Okay, let me put it down just a little bit more. You can see. Then a half cup. Let me see some of my face too. Then a half cup. Where's my cup? A half cup. I don't see the half cup. Bear with me. So I'm finna use this. About a half cup of this shredded Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna put in about a half cup. That should be about a half. I like Parmesan, so if it's not a half, a little bit more, that's all the better. Then I am going to take this and get it mixed in real well, and then set it aside.